YouTube, y'all, we come with the worst plot armor moments of all time. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been around the block a couple times. Pause. I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean like TV and movies. So like, I done seen a couple like plot armor moments. I'm like, nigga, how? Like, how is he alive? How is she? How did this happen? So let's go ahead and get into the video. Welcome new people, new subscribers. I'm actually interested. Like, what? Oh, I got a good one. Bro, y'all remember when Luffy went against Crocodile? There's no way. Nick, there's no way. I remember my first time watching that shit. I'm like, there's no way. Like, that's an actual like moment where that nigga should have died. Like, no, there's literally no way he made that. Like, there's no way.
According to Google, plot armor is defined as the phenomenon in fiction whereby the main character is allowed to survive dangerous situations because they are needed for the plot to continue. It's common to hear people referring to characters having plot armor when they are able to succeed in certain scenarios that should almost guarantee a failure. So in today's video, I want to talk about some of the more infamous cases of plot armor I could find in fiction, with each case ranging from minor offense to completely asinine. But first, I think we need to understand what can actually be considered plot armor. After all, a singular definition can only do so much. Plot armor can extend to a lot of different situations, whether it be a character winning a fight they should have lost or escaping certain death. Shoot, some people see power-ups as a form of plot armor, but something that gets misconstrued is the fact that characters will need at least a little bit of plot armor to keep the story going. We are all aware that at least half of these series goals is to stop a villain by the end of the run, so it's only natural to have characters push past improbable circumstances or just not take as much damage as they should. It not only creates tension, but also keeps characters available for more plot lines later on. And besides, I think we can all imagine how a series without plot armor would look like. Yes, I'm looking at you.
Oh, Akame got killed. Bro, is you finna spoil it though? I seen it already, but I know some of y'all might have not seen it. Bro, y'all need to go watch that. Oh my god. Actually, bro, I'm probably finna. That's the anime I'm finna put my girlfriend on. That anime is peak. I remember when I watched this. That shit was good as a bitch.
My opinion, the problem isn't necessarily just characters conveniently winning impossible fights or getting power-ups. The problem lies more so in the reasoning behind said conveniences. You can easily justify power-ups if it makes sense and is consistent with the story. Naruto has been seen losing control over the Nine Tails when emotions are running high, so we should not be shocked when he gets stronger when those conditions are satisfied. The problem with plot armor arises when a character has something go their way with no explanation. With no explanation, we just have to take what we're seeing for face value. And what we're seeing is straight BS. This is when people gotta craft some random theories to try to make sense of why their favorite characters survive certain doom. But you know what's even worse?
I don't do that. I just know it's bullshit.
Bad explanation. People love using the reasoning that a series gives and treat it as irrefutable logic. They'll be like, bro, they explained why Batman survived that fall. It's because of his suit. Which, okay, that makes sense if the fall was from
God damn!
However,
bro, I must have not seen Avengers in a long time, nigga. When did that happen? When did that happen? That gotta be AI. There's no way this happened. There's no way. I might have not seen Avengers in so long. Cause when the did that happen, bro?
Batman survived that fall. It's because of his suit. Which, okay, that makes sense if the fall was from a window or something. However, how strong can this suit be to allow him to survive a fall from space, hitting the ground at terminal velocity and standing up like he only stubbed a toe? This is egregious plot armor. Another example of a BS explanation is when Tanjiro just pulled thunder breathing out of his butt. We're running at full sprint for who knows how long, and then all of a sudden your leg gives out. Once I seen this, I was already looking at this scene kind of funny. Then he remembers a random conversation with Zenitsu about thunder breathing and can just do it like that? Terrible plot armor. Okay, you caught me. I just wanted to hate on Demon Slayer, but I won't lie. I know this whole thing makes sense because all of—
How you go? First of all, you can't handle Demon Slayer, my nigga. That's Demon Slayer, one of them ones, boy. You gotta get Demon Slayer, one of them ones. I'm gonna say it again, just cause you nigga in the back didn't hear. Demon Slayer, one of them ones, for real. Like, come on now.
Other breathings are derived from sun breathing, so naturally, someone who has sun breathing can also do the other breathing techniques fairly easily. The explanation checks out, but this is one of those cases where I just have to accept that a lot of the theatrics were done for entertainment. And plus, I don't even need to bring up a moment like this if I wanted to talk about plot armor and Tanjiro. This demon should have murked Tanjiro multiple times during this battle. Better breathing shouldn't be helping injuries from attacks like this. But there are these moments because they are ultimately a net positive for the series and aren't really plot bending. It's a bit harder to ignore the plot armor of someone like Reiner from Attack on Titan. I feel like it was established fairly early on that he wasn't like that when it comes to the Titan shifters.
Nah, for real, Eren should have been gone. Reiner should have been gone. Who else? There's a couple niggas in Attack on Titan shit that should have been gone. I ain't gonna lie. Levi, bro. Come on. Nah. I thought about when. Nope. Levi should have been gone too. Like, come on, bro. Actually, the whole movie, a lot of niggas should have been gone. If we really keeping a buck, like if we really keeping it like 1,000, a lot of niggas should have been gone. Like,
Aaron was beating him in their first fight and was going to actually win if not for Burrito's interference. Seeing him get dog walked by Aaron, who wasn't even that experienced at that point, was enough for me to realize that Reiner was not built for any of these battles for real. And it turned out that those thoughts were not even headcanon. He was dead, not even meant to be on this mission. So anytime I see him have a near-death experience, I just kind of roll my eyes. His existence after the second season is kind of mind-boggling. I know he's a Titan shifter, but seriously, some of these things he's surviving surely bring up at least some questions. Realistically, when Levi caught Reiner and stabbed him twice, he should have been cooked. And we'll ignore the fact that Levi had enough time to stab him twice, but not slice off his head for some reason. We'll ignore that. Not like it would have mattered anyways. One of the places Levi hit was the neck, and Reiner didn't even struggle to transform. This is when we learned that he transferred his brain's consciousness to the rest of his body to transform.
Nigga, what?
And he does it again when he's able to regenerate after his head gets blown off.
What?
I mean, like, sure, it's explained, and it's not really a bad explanation either. And Loki just feels like...
Nah, nigga, that's a bad explanation, nigga, bro. You mean to tell me this nigga survived because he... No. How you even transfer your consciousness to your lower being? Like, maybe maybe I haven't aligned my chakras enough to do some shit like that. But how?
We really need Reiner to survive. So let's let him have this one thing so he
can
get absolutely cooked.
I'm not letting him have that.
Fine, whatever. I can get over myself. But this type of stuff happens so often throughout the series for him. People even meme him by calling him the plot armor Titan. It feels like Reiner's whole existence has been him being unable to die. Oh, yeah, that's right. Gene, that's kind of like one of the main points of his character. Yeah. Still plot armor, though. Another wild case of plot armor was Luffy versus Crocodile. I feel like this is one of the more blatant examples of a character having plot armor. Luffy was no match for Crocodile. Crocodile was untouchable in this fight. Literally. This fight was honestly just a showcase for all of Crocodile's abilities. This was the first fight Luffy straight up lost, and he got stabbed in the torso because of it. And what did we even expect? He fought Crocodile in a freaking desert. This man Luffy was battered, bloodied, and abandoned in a ditch. There was no debating it. Luffy was dead to rights here. But then at death's doorstep, Robin comes to save him because of plot. Okay,
just because. Like, what?
What do you want me to say? We can say that Robin was curious because of his initial D, but at this point in the story, Robin was not a Straw Hat. She had no reason to help Luffy for real. So this just happened to make sure Luffy stayed alive for the rest of the story. But I'm fair. I'll let that one slide.
But no. This is one part where, like, this nigga's drying up or something, and just like, I forgot what a drop of water. Something just crazy.
Because this is the main character. This isn't even the worst piece of plot armor in Alabasta. And I think we all know who I'm referring to. It's our avian friend, Pell. During the final battle of the arc, there was a bomb that was threatening to destroy a large chunk of Alabarna, the capital of Alabasta. Pell grabbed this bomb, carried it into the sky, and sacrificed himself to get the bomb away from everyone. It's very noble to use your own life to save thousands of others. What? Is this a flashback or something? Why is he still alive? Pell should have been in someone's air fryer.
Boy only got a crutch. He's still walking. He only got a crutch. Man, this shit crazy, bro. Bro flew up with I'm talking about a bomb to blow up the whole Alabasta. Bro flew up and only got a crutch. Can't make this shit up, boy. What the fuck? Wait, what?
At this point, the only way the bomb could have had a cleaner hit on him is if he ate the dang thing. Mind you, this bomb was getting hyped up a lot throughout the last parts of the arc, and Pell just comes out of it unscathed, no explanation. I dare one of you guys to give me a good explanation as to why someone could survive this. And I'm gonna tweak out if someone talks about him being a peregrine falcon. And before I get into one of the main perpetrators of having plot armor, if you're enjoying this video so far and you're new, you might as well subscribe. Anyways, let's talk about our favorite hero, Batman. And I've already touched upon him in this video, because let's keep it a buck. This whole video could be about Batman and his plot armor. He's the main one guilty of it. First, let's get this out the way. Almost every single fight between him and Superman is already riddled with plot armor for Batman. It makes sense why it happens, but it's still BS. I like their fight in Justice League War because it goes how we expect it to go. Superman is just dog walking him at all points. Nothing Batman has works on him, and any attack he throws at him gets shrugged off. Granted, this is their first encounter in this universe, so Batman doesn't have the dreaded two-word phrase we don't speak of. Nevertheless, any fight between Batman and Superman should go something like this. Batman cannot keep up with super speed as you can't even use the argument of Superman not wanting to hurt Batman because he wasn't even trying to murk him in this fight. He was trying to get info out of him the entire time. I guess we just forget Superman has super speed or something. He doesn't even need to knock out Batman. He can just incapacitate him in the blink of an eye. Kryptonite should barely be a factor too unless Superman gets snuck with it. There's no way a simple rocket power punch is knocking down Superman like this. Batman's plot armor also extends past Superman to other powerful beings as well. Remember that one time Batman one one-shot Sinestro with the Batarang? Don't rewind, you heard what I said. Remember that one time Sinestro, one of the strongest members of the Lantern Corps, got knocked out in one hit by a Batarang. What the heck is this thing made of? The most powerful weapon in the universe can be countered by a freaking boomerang shaped as a bat.
Bro.
I argue that superhero media like Marvel and DC are even more guilty of plot armor than anime. Like, you'll see a regular person like the Punisher who bleeds the same way as you and me, beating up people like Doctor Doom and Wolverine, cause that makes sense. With that type of plot armor, give me 5 months and a bunch of weapons and I'll beat the Fantastic Four by myself. Moving back to anime, we have one of the more infamous examples of plot armor, Killer Bee versus Sasuke. Let's get this out the way. Sasuke probably should have lost this fight. This fight was one of the most disrespectful and embarrassing else for a character I've ever seen. Killer Bee was impaling Sasuke, writing rhymes, and
I remember this fight, but I don't remember like how far Sasuke was into his journey. Like, I feel like he was pretty deep in that month. Like, but to beat Killer Bee, well, he didn't kill Killer Bee, but I'm pretty sure like I gotta rewatch this because it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
His entire crew. If Karin weren't there to heal him, Sasuke obviously would have been packed up way earlier. Even when Sasuke caught Bee in a genjutsu, Bee just got up and hit Sasuke with a lightning lariat. And saying this attack did major damage is an understatement. Sasuke's neck, organs, and chest were all severely injured. After getting healed yet again, Sasuke gets up and uses Amaterasu to win the fight. Just like that. Sasuke was dead to rights like 3 times in this fight, but he somehow wins? Nope, nothing suspicious going on over here. Like, this isn't even me trying to call Sasuke weak. There just should have been another way to showcase Killer Bee's strength without Sasuke dapping up the Grim Reaper every 5 minutes. The way it was done originally makes it look like Sasuke has crazy plot armor. Switching up the media again, I want to look at a popular movie series that is riddled with plot armor. It's the Karate Kid series. The Mr. Miyagi meat writer himself, Daniel LaRusso, should have lost like 2 of these finals in these movies. For context, Johnny was the champion for the past 2 years. Then Daniel comes in with a couple weeks of karate experience. Damn! Like, fine, whatever, who cares? It's plot armor for a happy ending.
I ain't never seen Karate Kid, but I do be watching Cobra Kai. I do know the story though. Cobra Kai is tough. Cobra Kai, hey, you gotta get Cobra Kai's credit, man. That shit tough. I gotta watch the Karate Kid movies though, cause of course if I watch Cobra Kai, then I gotta watch, you feel me?
However, that's not the worst case in the series. In the final movie of the trilogy, Daniel was flat out losing the entire time in the finals. And this was the plan, to make sure Daniel knows pain. However, it only took one moment for Daniel to focus, and he scores a point on the guy who was thrashing him the entire fight. I know he was scared before, so it was affecting him in the fight. But I refuse to accept that being the only thing that changed. Matt was beating him consistently throughout the movie, and it wasn't really close either. But 10 seconds of kata and a speech from Mr. Miyagi changed that? Either Matt Barnes is dumb as brick.
I ain't gonna lie, sometimes all you need is that speech, bro, to really lock in, for somebody to really get on your ass, to really lock in. So I believe it, bro. I believe that. I'm not too mad at that.
Or Daniel LaRusso was just that much better at karate than him. So yeah, Matt Barnes is just dumb as bricks. And contrary to popular belief, plot armor also exists in real life. Let me paint the scenario for you. Imagine in the One Piece universe, pirate crews were able to trade crew members between each other. Imagine after Wano, after Luffy just beat one of the Emperors of the Sea in Kaido, Zoro looks at him and says to himself, yeah, I don't think this guy can lead us anymore, so I'm gonna send him somewhere else. And then in the middle of the night, Zoro talks to Shanks of all people and trades Luffy for Ben Beckman without telling any of the other Straw Hats. He also just throws Usopp in the trade because why not? What I've just described to you is the best analogy I can think of when explaining the Luka Doncic trade in anime terms. The trade makes no...
That trade was absolutely bombastic. I ain't gonna lie. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna cap. When this happened, as a Lakers fan, I celebrated. I'm like, but then I ain't like how you feel me? The way we did AD, I was kind of upset. But I'm like, okay, boom. And then I realized, nigga, we got no center now. What are we gonna do? So next year, y'all, if we get a center, hopefully we do, we might take over this. I ain't gonna lie. We might take over.
No sense, and there's no justification for it besides plot armor. It's the only thing that can make sense. Right. I'd also say that character revivals can be considered plot armor depending on the circumstance. This rings true even more when there's no good explanation as to why it happened. Guess which series I'm gonna use? Just guess. Ding, 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 ding. It's The Flash. For context, Iris West just dies because Barry hits her with Speed Force Lightning. I would say it's a long story, but...
Wait. Is this during the, Bro, y'all, Flash used to be my favorite, show at the time. I don't know, it was like 2019, 20, whenever the Crisis area was happening. I was catching up during then, like season 1, season 2. Is this during the, oh my god, bro. I don't want to spoil for nobody, so I'm not going to really go into depth. But it's like this Black Flash. Like, I forgot his name. I suck with names, by the way. But, whatever, bro. It's like this evil type, I don't remember his name. Like I don't remember, but it's like this flash from the future past. Some shit is crazy.
That's just what happens. So she should be out of the story at this point, right? Apparently, she's one of the ones who can just choose not to be dead anymore. That's the only explanation to give. That's it. Since she's not supposed to be dead, she needs to be like, no, and come back to life. Okay, this last portion of the video was a bit personal to me, and I'm honestly wondering if this even counts as plot armor. I'm not going to directly spoil the series I'm talking about, but if you find yourself reading into clues too often, skip to this time in the video. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to spoil the series, so skip to the time. No, Barbara's revival at the end of the manga.
Hey, nigga! Fuck, no! 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 What the? That nigga.
I just took this opportunity to rant about the JJK manga, but I think it's well warranted. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and stuff.
This nigga, oh, this nigga just, no. I hate you niggas. I hate y'all niggas. Why? I swear to God. I'm gonna force myself to forget. I don't even hear too much, but I heard enough. Oh my God. Oh my God. I thought it was gonna be something that I already watched. Nigga, you could've like, oh my God, oh my God. Just get, I love y'all, bro. We're just gonna dip, bro. I don't even know what to say. This nigga, oh my God. At least it ain't Blue Lock. I might have threw my shit if it was Blue Lock. But listen, I'm gonna leave. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next video. We out. Ugh.